So I'm Dark Nodge, and you are Aaron. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Aaron Glazer.
There we
Sorry,
go.
we have a little announcement before we begin. We are going to, Dennis Harrison and I are the last two Octagon Tournament undefeated. So right here, this very YouTube page, we're gonna see if we can figure out streaming, but we're at the very least recording our undefeated game and commenting and posting it. So hopefully you guys uh, give a listen and enjoy, or give a
Yeah, this
watch. Excuse me.
should be a lot of fun. Um, so it's my turn to choose a faction, and I've actually been paying attention to the YouTube comments, unlike Aaron, who I don't think reads them.
I
And a bunch of
shut up.
people asked for Greyjoy. So I'm clicking on the House Greyjoy, and as normal, Aaron, you get to choose an agenda.
Let's do Sun.
All right,
Sun is fun.
Sun is fun. I hear that's one of the three really good Greyjoy decks. So I'm happy to build that because I actually haven't yet. Though we have Sean Emberley, one of the people in my meta, has been playing a Greyjoy Sun deck a little bit, so I have seen some of its tricks in play.
The other two, by the way, decks that we think are Greyjoy strong are Greyjoy Lion, because Lion, and Greyjoy Fealty.
Correct. And I hope Aaron sounds better. I've adjusted it, so if you think it's too low or too high, leave some comments in the YouTube, and I will adjust accordingly. So right now I'm trying to kind of low setting because I don't talk that loud. So it will make Aaron way mellower on the cast.
Hey guys, I'm mellow. Alright, so we're starting with our 12 Martell cards, as usual for a banner, correct?
Yeah, at least the 12 Martell cards. Let's start with characters. I think Arianne is so good in a Greyjoy deck. Being able to jump Asha in after you've used her. Greyjoy likes going first. They get a lot of value out of Arianne.
I think Greyjoy likes going second, so I generally disagree with you, but I do think Arianne is worth a one of.
Oh, I think Greyjoy. I think Arianne's at least a two of, and Greyjoy actually has some abilities that trigger off going first. So it's interesting. I know. I think your principle for going second. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. I'm just assuming is that once they kneel out characters, it's easier to stealth the remaining one and get more unopposed, right?
Correct. They can either choose to just keep a bunch of stuff standing, or they can sort of suffer my wrath.
So it puts
Um,
them in this bad position. But I think either way, Arianne is extremely useful in a Greyjoy deck. Intrigue is at a premium, so having a couple of those intrigue icons. Can we start with two and we'll talk about it after?
let's start with two. We'll talk about it after.
All right.
Uh, Three Bastard Daughter. Is that okay with you?
See, I
I don't.
like Bastard Daughter a lot. I'll definitely say three Desert Scavenger. I think we always agree on three of the weenie, right?
Great. Hmm.
So I'm
So
gonna just put that in, and we can talk about the Bastard Daughter. So the Bastard Daughter is nice in that it destroys hand, but the icons are not icons we really want in a Greyjoy deck.
well,
And we
I
have some other nice two costers here, like House Dayne Knight actually has that intrigue icon and is good chud for Greyjoy. So it's a tough decision for me actually between the Bastard's Daughter and the Knight. Um, you
so
know,
a lot of what the House Day Knight accomplishes to me is not being able to win intrigue on offense because they're so easy to block.
but
It's
you
being
can
able to
oppose.
defend intrigue, right?
Yes,
But Bastard Daughter doesn't accomplish that extra defense. It's not to change the power; it's to take away opponents' options. It makes them
ex-
have to really consider if they want to move.
exactly. And to me, that's actually a tough choice to make between those two cards. Why don't we run two of each?
Let's start with two of each, and we'll see where we go from there. I'm for cutting Edric. Greyjoy doesn't have the extra economy in order to really want Edric.
You know, that extra stealth can really make a big difference, and Dayne can get that intrigue icon if you want to get that extra unopposed. I like one of him.
Uh, I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm willing to build it and test and see.
All right, great. So the people that I've seen actually play this run multiple of Edric Dayne.
Yeah, I
So,
can see why, but I am not going to.
sorry, I just got a little bit of noise. I'm just going to close this.
A single Maester Caleotte.
Yeah, he's great. Removing icons really lets us push those challenges through. You know, I'd almost go up to. He's close to a two of. I like him better than the Greyjoy army. That's three cost. Or
I'm
not the
glad
Greyjoy army. The three cost guy with the three strength from
we're
Greyjoy.
starting
So I
with this.
I don't think we put in the Sand Snake or the Pal Spearman.
No. So we're on to attachments. I'm going to make an argument for Dawn.
It won't be much of an argument. I think Dawn is a monster attachment on Balon, so one of Dawn is not an argument.
Okay, good. Locations, none.
Correct.
Or, sorry, actually, we'll be running high initiative. Do we want Sunspear?
I mean, so if we're approaching this as a strange Greyjoy who wants to go second, Sunspear
That's
could be
great.
good.
I specifically generally want to go second as Greyjoy.
I, I like it then. Let's throw in 2 Sunspear.
Okay. We are at 14
14.
Greyjoy cards. We have hit our minimum, but we still have to add 2 confinement.
We still have to add what, sorry?
2 confinement.
Yeah, I think that event is, pure money in this deck. Being able to strip those annoying intrigue icons or push through an extra unopposed can just have so much value. Alright, why don't we take a look at the Greyjoy characters?
Okay. You're okay with only 2 confinement?
I'm fine with 2 confinement for now. I think we'll return to some of these decisions later. We'll see how much room we have. Aeron Damphair, maintains board presence. He's a beast in this type of deck. I say 2 of.
Agreed. I
I,
don't like Lannis.
I like Alanis in a different type of deck, not the one we're building. So let's move on. I agree. We won't put her in. I mean, her -1 to the plots reserve actually has surprising impact sometimes, but you have to run 3 of her, and you have to kind of really build around this whole theme that you're going to reduce their reserve and card advantage, which we're not doing.
2 Asha or 3?
She is one of my favorite characters, and because we're running 2 Arianne, I think it's easier to get her in. So let's run 3 of her.
I will agree if you will allow us to run some little birds.
Yes.
Okay. 3 Balon, no point in discussing. He's one of the 5 best characters in the game right now.
Yeah, he's just amazing. I don't think we want Black Wind's crew. I think we have better characters out of...
Battering means you don't have to run them, nor do we have to run the Drowned Men.
Yeah. Again, I think we just have better characters in other places. You're on.
I'm all for cutting Euron.
Yeah, people have these huge swings with this guy because if you get the right location, it's so powerful, but it's rolling dice every time, and I don't like dice.
It doesn't have to be rolling dice. We do not sow. We can take good locations.
All right, so you want a Euron then?
No. I'm just saying
No.
that it doesn't have. I'd rather avoid a 7 coster unless I need too much of a combo for him to really work.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably get him in with a noble cause or something, but again, he's costly, and you're not always guaranteed to get those unopposed to blow up their locations to steal. Um, I'm in agreement. Let's keep him out for now.
It's 3 Fishmonger, no point in really.
Yeah, we always have the economy. The draw on Greyjoy isn't crazy good. What do you think of Littlefinger?
I really like that location, and I run supportable people to get it. Like I run multiples of that. The
The
warfare.
boat that allows to draw with unopposed. I agree, or get power, which I think is totally. I think you run 3 of them and support.
Yeah, I
But
don't think we need Littlefinger. I just
all
Greyjoy
right,
seems to draw.
Lordsport, Shipwright. These guys in my
Lordsport.
games,
Yeah.
Lordsport, sorry, are their money. Being able to kneel out some draw, or the Palace of Punishment or whatever is just so good and can really shift games. I think we run at least 2.
Oh, I think we won 3.
Oh, okay, great. We're in agreement. I'm totally on board with that.
And they're cheap intrigue, so it doesn't hurt to have
Yeah,
them.
I think
1 Wendamyr.
at least, yeah. I think he's a good character. Stealth is nice on power.
Well, 2 for 2, but he is burnable,
S-
extraordinarily burnable.
Salty Navigator.
You just skipped over one of my favorite neutrals.
Oh, Rattleskates? I thought we were doing Greyjoy characters.
You mentioned Littlefinger, so obviously.
I just skipped over because you always want to include them.
So if we're running 2 of those and 3 we do not sow, we can forego confiscation. I do not, in Greyjoy, I specifically don't prefer Rattleshirt Raiders. I'd rather just run confiscation because protecting Balon is extra important.
I I agree. I like Confiscation and the Weedy on so I think we're just going to leave the Rattlesnake Raiders gone and go to Salty Navigator. You know we want to go second in this deck, So that initiative boost might actually make the difference in a few times. Do we want two of these guys?
No. Because I specifically like the Bastard Daughter and the House Dayne Knight better.
Exactly. Me too, normally, even with the initiative. So I think even though the initiative boost would help us, we're probably going to run pretty high initiative plots. So let's leave these guys out.
Theon, 3.
He's really good. I'm 3. I think
Rip.
we're not going to run a Varus, right?
No, I don't believe we need a Varus.
Okay.
We are only at 29 characters, however.
Well, that's going to let me go back and add some of those characters we wanted earlier. What do you think of Wildling Hordes? Again, we can cheat them in with Arianne. They're a huge body for defense. Someone having to commit 7 strength really forces their hand if they're going first when they attack us.
I'm fine with the 1-0.
Okay, great. That's what I was getting at. All right, so yeah, I think we need more characters. So why don't we go back to those Martell characters
And make them both 3.
and make them both 3? Yeah, let's up the Bastard Daughter as well as the House Day Knight to 3. And I
Now
would
it
actually
makes
consider bringing our Master, the Maester from Martell up to 2. That icon control in Greyjoy has a lot of value.
Can we come back to it?
Sure.
I think we're going to run out of space before we get there. So
Great.
I think 32 characters is probably fine considering Damphair is recursion. And we have a couple saves. And I feel like we'll be getting there. So, 3 little birds.
All right, so let's talk about attachments, obviously. We'll talk about neutral. So yeah, I think we go 3 little birds. I think we run some seals, because one of the problems with Greyjoy is you normally don't have as much board presence as you do with other decks, because you're using like Aeron, Damphair's recursion to keep kind of a constant 4 or 5 characters out, and your characters are a little bit more pricey, though this one's actually a low cost curve. But seal on some of these characters like Balon or even
Yeah.
on Theon is so good. I think we run 2.
Yeah, I think we run 2. I'm going to argue for 2 Milk of the Poppy.
It's not going to be an argument.
Really? We usually, dear viewers, don't love Milk of the Poppy. It's an okay card, but it's not a favorite of
But the
this.
more attachments you play, the better Milk gets, in my opinion, because they waste their Confiscation or other attachment removal on the Milk protecting your little bird seal, the hand, or Dawn in this case.
Agreed very much. Also, Milk has the added benefit of getting rid of strength pumps on Robert and Tywin, making them more vulnerable to um, excuse me, making them more vulnerable to Balon. And in addition to making them more vulnerable to Balon, it gets rid of stealth that gets in your way of getting that other place that you want.
So I'm not a big fan of Throwing Axe. It's so great on paper, and sometimes it does these great swings, but generally I find that it's a card I draw and I think, oh, it's not going to really do anything. I'm already getting the unopposed. What do you think of
I
Throwing Axe?
No, I think it's not that great. I think I mean it's really great with surprise effects, which we don't really have. Which Greyjoy sort of lacks.
Why don't we talk about events for Greyjoy? We do not sow. We are running 3 of these babies, right?
Wait. Can we look at locations first? Because I want to make a crazy
Sure,
argument.
not
I
a
don't think
problem.
I want. I don't think I really care about Iron Fleet Scout. I mean, I know I should, but maybe too off.
Well, here's the thing. You've decided that we're going second,
Yeah.
which really does reduce the value of the Iron Fleet Scout. Normally they're a great setup card, and they pump Balon's strength to a point where like nothing can really block him. But because we've decided that we're going second, less value,
Right.
right? So
So, 2 Iron Fleet Scout.
we'll go with 2 instead of 3, and 2 Great Kraken, since we're going to run an event to search these out, right?
Sure, 2 Great Kraken, even though I badly want 3. And how about an Iron Throne?
I see a lot of people putting these in because they want to combo with Damphair. I don't think it pays off enough.
See, I disagree. Not because I want to combo with Damphair, but because once we get to 8 or 9 power, we can rush to close pretty much immediately. And winning dominance helps us get to that 8 or 9 power like relatively quick.
All right,
Like
let's think about it for now. So we're going to go with 3 Roseroads, right?
3 Roseroad, 3 Kingsroad.
And we're going to run some Seastone chair, right?
I think too.
Yep. So
So
is
Seven
just
cards.
so good as a targeted removal that just takes out those key characters that people have. It can be
I
a lot of
stuck an iron.
problems.
Yeah, I stuck an Iron Throne in for now.
All right, and Sea
I,
Tower.
I just had a weird thought.
Sorry,
Now that
before we
I
move
guess
on, Sea Tower, two of.
Sea Tower 2 of. So we're at 59 cards, so we're not going to manage to fit that Iron Throne. I had a very strange thought though. We could, at a later date, build a deck with 3 Rattleshirt Raiders, three Seastone Chair, and get some serious work done.
Sure, but um, for now, let's take a look at our events because we're at
Uh,
58 cards,
oh,
and
wait. Dear viewers, please remind us to make a Greyjoy Tyrell that runs that combo.
we said we wanted both We Do Not Sow and Support of the People. And do we want any direct kill?
I think 2 Support of the People is right.
Yep, I got 2 Support of the People and 2 We Do Not Sow, and I'm at
Oh,
62
I
cards.
think,
Where,
I think 3 We Do Not So. It's so good.
all right, are we looking at 2 Confinement, 2 Support of the People, 3 We Do Not Sow, and that's our event slots?
No, we need to go to the sword.
I agree. So now we're running 9 events. We have 5 cards we have to cut. I
4
hate to
cards.
say this, but I feel like the Milk of the Poppy is going to have to go.
The milk is clearly the worst card in the deck right now, and they're not set up. So the milk is gone. That puts us at 63. We have 2 cards to cut.
We can probably cut a Wildling Horde, go down to 31 characters.
Yep, but I'm not going to let us cut any more characters in that. The next obvious cut has to be a location. I just don't know which off the top of my head.
Well, I think we were talking ourselves in and out of the Iron Fleet Scouts at 2 of, so I think we're going to be going down to 1 of.
I'm okay with that. So we are at 61 cards. Look at that.
Yeah. Now, before we do anything else, I'm going to make a little bit of uh, a pitch here. I think Edric Dayne at 2 of instead of one of the Bastard Daughters gives us more value because it pushes the unopposed. It's going to let us do that power rush you were talking about earlier, Aaron, faster, because on a Rise turn, if you just have that extra stealth, it can mean that extra unopposed and 2 more power.
So I will agree, but I'm going to ask for one other thing, and I'm
All
going
right.
to suggest one other thing. I agree because of the Little Bird. If we're only running 1 Iron Fleet Scout, is 1 Iron Fleet Scout any more valuable than adding that Iron Throne?
Better on setup. You'd be
Yes.
surprised what the +1 strength does for some of these Greyjoy characters. Like moving Balon from 5 to 6 is a big deal, I would say. Um,
Mhm. No, you're
so,
probably right. I'm reaching a little bit.
okay. So I'm just gonna go in here and switch those 2 Bastard Daughters to Edric, and gonna name it. And I think we have a deck, unless there's anything else. Oh, we have plots. I hear those are
Oh,
important.
okay. So, we need to run a Clash of Kings.
I, oh my god, I totally agree. High initiative. Let me get to my plots here, but
It's the first one. So, high
yeah, high.
initiative works on
Yep,
offense and defense. Fantastic.
that's it. Yeah, and that extra power claim can really pull through for Greyjoy.
So, a noble cause, obviously.
Yep, we're gonna need at least 1 noble.
Do we care about calm over Westeros? Probably not, given that this is Greyjoy, right?
Um, I'm gonna suggest. So I think we need the Greyjoy plot. I mean, that's a given, right? We're gonna be including
Rise of
Rise
the
of the Kraken, so strong for a finisher.
March. You want the initiative? It's really good for us. So I have 5 right now. Ready? Clash of Kings for a power game. Noble cause, so play stuff.
Yep,
Confiscation, because we need it.
yep.
March, Rise of the Kraken. Sneak attack needs to be 6th, if
And
I'm not.
calling the banners.
No.
Calling has high initiative.
You're
Gives us
missing
the.
something. You're missing something obvious.
Okay, well let me.
You want to
I
figure it
got
out?
Clash, Noble, Confiscation, Marched, Rise.
Sneak.
Oh, I don't have Sneak, but I
You're
don't.
missing an obvious 7th. Ready?
Well, okay. Let's hear what your 7th would be, because I'm gonna
Summons.
argue against Sneak probably. But go ahead.
Summons. Summons needs to be there.
I agree. Summons needs to be there. So I think Summons needs to be there because there's some key characters we want to get out.
Yeah.
So I'll include it, and let's talk about that last bit. So you like sneak over calling.
Yes.
We only have one real big gold plot
Sneak
in a
does.
noble,
I,
and I just want to remind you that we're actually running only 8 limited locations to produce economy in this deck. So we're all
calling.
going to have some trouble getting some of these guys out with only... Sneak does have 5 gold, I agree. Calling will probably get us 6 plus.
Is there anything else calling can be added to replace so that we have 3 5+1 plots?
Anything that... Sorry, what can be replaced?
That calling can replace that's not sneak because I do prefer 3
I
5
mean, we could
plots.
do Clash, get rid of the 4 for a higher gold plot. We lose some of that beautiful initiative, that extra power gain.
I mean, that if we keep sneak instead of clash, we generally have the same power gain.
Yeah, true enough. So drop the Clash and move to calling on that case, just to make sure we have those 2 resource.
Well, this way we have one natural 5 gold, one that's more or less 7
Yeah.
plus calling. Although I think we're going. I don't love opening with sneak, but I think that's what we're going to end up doing a fair amount.
Yeah, I mean, we can also open with a Noble Cause, depending on...
Summons. Yeah, there's options.
Or summons, yeah.
I dig.
Marched
You know,
if they set up poorly.
we can go down to one Sunspear. I feel like one Sunspear is probably enough with the 2 support, and that gives us our second Sea Tower for slightly better, second Iron Fleet Scout for slightly better setup, or even a third Sea Tower, honestly.
Probably a third Sea Tower. The more I think about it, the more I'm a little worried about our economy here.
Yeah. So
So,
we've got the third Sea Tower, and we're down to one Sunspear, especially because we can search it.
yeah, you're sold me because we have the 2 support.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm going to save this.
Okay. And you should totally save this conversation too. Thanks for watching, guys.